Hey, this is Russell Brunson, and I wanted to walk you through how we do our coaching funnels. And I'm actually going to show you two versions of this funnel. I'll show you our newest one and also our oldest one. And you'll notice they're very similar, but this process is what has worked the best for us. Now, I want to kind of give you a caveat. Prior to doing it this way, we used to sell coaching, and we had in our staff, in our office, about 60 full-time salespeople who we generated lead, and we were calling every single lead and trying to sell them stuff. And it just was expensive and a lot of overhead and a lot of headaches, and it was a nightmare. And so about a year and a half ago, we changed it where instead of us outbound calling people, we said, hey, let's put up some barriers. And if people want to come and they want to work with us, they got to go through an application process. And so we tested out a bunch of funnels. We looked at a lot of what people were doing. We tested and tweaked and tried, and finally we kind of settled on what's working really well for us. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you guys. And some of these things you may have some of the assets for, some you may not yet, but I recommend just kind of going through and make this, mold this to fit for whatever it is, your program, what it looks like. And so this is actually our current page. I'm going to show you first our older page. So this is our older page right here. It was our .com Secrets Inner Circle. That's what we used to call it. And I encourage you, don't steal my copy. I don't want you to do that, but if you get ideas from it, that's all right. So this is how ours looks like. Again, I'm looking for my dream clients. That's you. I'm going to personally work with you one-on-one. And then I have a video here. This is me just kind of telling my story a little bit. And I have the first step of the application right here. And then I kind of talk about what our coaching program is. So I said, first this is what we're going to do, and then we're going to do this, and then this is kind of the results we've had in the past. And so I'm just kind of, it's not like a sales letter where you have to have star, story, solution, or any of the typical really deep sales letter things. It's more just kind of talking like what our coaching program will actually do for you. Okay, and so because most of the sales is not happening here, the main goal of the application page is to have people to trust you and to kind of build a relationship. So that's what we do. That's what this video here is, very much a relationship building piece that kind of just tells my story. And I've got some videos here for Tony Robbins as well. And just, again, I'm trying to build that relationship and build credibility more than trying to sell them anything, if that makes sense. Okay, because usually I'm pushing people this on the back of one of my other funnels. They've already bought something else from me. Things like that have already happened. And now I'm just saying, hey, if you want help with that, if you want to work personally with me, come over here, and that's kind of where I push people to these funnels. Now, we do also drive traffic directly to them from Facebook and other places, but for the most part, these funnels are a funnel that kind of happens on the back of all of your other funnels. Okay, and so again, a relationship building video here, kind of what our coaching program looks like, so they can look at this and be like, oh, cool, he's building funnels. Wow, he's had success with funnels. That's what we're kind of focusing on, and kind of walking through it. I show a picture of our actual coaching program, and for a long time I never had a picture like this. And so if you don't have a coaching program yet, or you're trying to build one out, don't worry about having something. But it's kind of cool to be like, hey, here's people that came to our last workshop, and we're having a bunch of fun. Talk about word of warning, who's not a good fit for membership criteria. This is who we're looking for. What I'm not going to tolerate. I kind of tell a story about someone that we didn't allow into the coaching program, and anyway, I just kind of go through and just kind of explain what's going to be happening. Okay, but again, notice it's not like a sales pitch. It's more like a relationship building pitch. Okay, I could have done this just as well with me just having a video of me kind of talking about who I am and why I'm excited and why I'd like to work with them, and then an application button. Okay, so that was the old version. Here's the newer one. The biggest change on this newer one is I wanted to have more social proof. So instead of me saying, hey, I'm awesome, I wanted more people saying that. So we got some success stories from some people. This is a guy named Drew that runs Fit Life TV, and he came and told his story, what we did with him. I got my quote from Tony Robbins and my apply button. And then I showed another video from one of our success stories. This is Simon, and he kind of talks about how it was like 10:30 at night, and he asked me a question, and I responded back, and I opened my whole business to him. I just gave it to him, right? So I have a really good testimonial from him. And then I kind of have the same sales letter because I like the sales letter. I thought it was kind of cool. So I plugged that in here. And, so that's kind of the same. But, you look at the analytics, and the surprising amount of people never even scroll down this far. And one of the cool things we have here, we have this bonus where when people do apply, we ship them out this DVD and this booklet, and which is kind of cool. So that's step number one, you guys. I have a couple of different versions of this as well, where we've got different people's videos here. Like, for example, I think, let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, so this is another version we have, and this one's got a video from a guy named Zan, who we had success with, and it starts with grass. So you can't see his face right now, but then the rest of it's pretty much identical, okay? But again, the first page in your coaching application funnel is something that just kind of just kind of ties them back to you and makes them want to work with you. Okay. I've seen a couple people really successful where their entire video here, all it is them saying, in their office saying, hey, my name is so-and-so, and you bought some of my products or services in the past. And if you're interested in working directly with me one-on-one, then this is where you can find out about that and you can apply. And it's not a good fit for everybody, but if you're the right fit, I think it's something that could change your life. And so I want you to apply, and we can see if it's going to be a good fit, right? So when they apply, first step, we just get their email address here. Same thing here, I just got their email address here. That way, if they don't finish the application, I can follow up with them. Now, what we did here is after this one, after they applied here, then I took them to an actual application, and this is the page right here. And there are a lot of things I asked on here. Obviously their name, their phone number, their email address, Skype, the website URL, how to tell us about their company, what their current sales funnel, what their number one problem is right now. And then I asked some questions here. My main goal with these is to find out how much money they're making without actually asking how much money they're making. Okay, so I'm asking like, how big is your list? What's your current monthly gross sales? How much money are you actually making? What's your marketing budget? Okay, now so these work really good for how to make money business. Depending on years, we work with a lot of people who've got coaching businesses and weight loss or other things. So you got to find other questions, that might fit for that. For example, like how much money per month do you guys spend on food as a family? It might help you to kind of gauge, how much money they're actually making, things like that. And then this is one I got from a question I really like, and I tweaked it on the next one, but it says, if we're having this discussion 3 years from today, and you're looking back over those 3 years, what has it had to happen in your life, both personally and professionally, for you to feel happy with your progress? And I'll show you that similar question on the other one. But I like doing that one where you're kind of future pacing. And I learned that initially from a guy named Dan Sullivan. He wrote a book called The Question. And if you read that book, it's like you can read in like 20 minutes. But this was The Question. It's really, really good. And I also have them tell me why they think they'd be a good fit, and some things like that. So that's the second page, is the application page. This is our current application page. Some of the tweaks we made on this one is I actually have like a video here, which is a bunch of testimonials, which is kind of cool. So while they're filling it out, they're listening to 5 or 6 of our students go and kind of talk about the experience they've had with me and why they trust me and why I'm a good guy and all those things. So I think that video piece has really helped amplify what's happening here. So if you have testimonial videos, a good place. Let's talk about the free thing we're giving them here. They have the application on the right-hand side. So a lot of it's similar. The one thing I changed in this one that I thought was kind of cool is I tried to make it where they're answering the question. So the question, instead of saying, what's your number one challenge in your business, I changed the phrasing to the number one challenge in growing my brand in my business right now is, and then they fill in, there. So like this question is them saying that, if that makes sense. Okay, this one, if I was to have this discussion with Russell in a year from today and I was looking back on the past 12 months, what would have had to happen in my life, both personally and professionally, for me to feel happy with my progress? Okay, so they keep finishing that sentence. And so that's kind of how I tweaked it a little bit on this one as well. Okay, so that's kind of what's happening there. And then also in this one, I get the shipping address because I ship them out this right here for free, which is kind of cool because then it gives me a second shot to get something in their hands and make them, if they happen to say no when we talk to them, it gets us into their hands again and gets them looking and thinking more about why this coaching idea might be a good fit for them. Okay, so that's page number 2. And then page number 3 is our homework page. Okay, and this is really one of the best ways to pre-sell whoever's going to be calling and selling coaching to them on the other line. Okay, so here I said, time to do your homework. Here's what you're going to expect next. You're going to get a call from one of these guys right here. If you're accepted, that they're going to call you. If not, you're going to get an email from me. If you want to get started right now, then call right now. Okay, and so we found is people who call this phone number right now are like our best. They're easy sales. Because they're excited, they're ready, and they're raising their hand, jumping to the front of the line. So we like having this in here and giving them the ability to call in, because everyone who calls in, we close, which is kind of exciting. And so I want those people who are ready now to raise their hand and come in ahead of time. And again, I said they sign up if they're a good fit. We don't take everyone. In fact, we reject 95% of people who come through because they're not a good fit for a lot of different reasons. And so this just jumps them to the front of the line. They don't have to wait, to get called from all the applications that are coming in. Then I have them watch this video here. This is like a 7-step video where I just kind of go through the mindset and things that they need to know if they're going to be successful online. And there are also things that kind of pre-sell and get them ready for when they talk to one of our salespeople. This is a video here of my wife and I kind of telling the story about how we had issues getting pregnant, and I kind of tell that story and how it ties into my business and why I'm really excited by that. And so I like sharing that video with them, because when they watch that, it builds that bond with me a lot more, and they trust me. I've had people say, "Watch this video with you, Russell," and now I just trust you. And so I'm trying to build that trust and relationship here on the homework page. So I'm I'm preparing them for a call. I'm building my relationship with them. This is a testimonial from a guy who spent an hour with me on the phone and had a huge dramatic increase. I want them to see that, man, even if we just get an hour on the call, I can help change your business. Okay, and so that's kind of the homework page here. So here's our current homework page, which again is very similar. But this time I led with the video of me crying again, because it builds a relationship. I want them when they call on the phone, I want them to know that I really do care and that I have a reason behind why I do this, and that I'm not the kind of guy who just sells coaching and walks away, but I'm the kind of person who sells coaching. And then for a year you're working with me and you can call me directly, and I want them to know that that I'm here for them, and I want to build that relationship really well. And this video does a good job of that for me. Again, what to expect next: you're gonna call from one of these guys. Here's the phone number to call, and then here's some videos for you to watch as well. Okay, so that's kind of the concept. So again, if you guys look at the process, excuse me, step number 1, we're taking them to a video. We're trying to build that relationship. So the way we can do that, a couple different ways we can do that. The first way is the way I did it here, which is just me sharing a story with them about why I want to work with them. Second way is bringing in a testimonial from somebody else who's been successful with you, show that. Or third way is just having a video of you saying, hey, if you're looking for help, I'm working with people one-on-one, or I have this coaching program, and just kind of you talking to them directly. So those are kind of the 3 ways that we would start that homepage. And again, our goal is to get them to apply. In the second stage, we get them to actually fill out an application. And if they don't fill out this application, if they fill out this first block right here, we keep emailing them trying to get them to fill out this application. After they fill out the application, then our autoresponder, we let it know that, hey, this person's filled out application. It stops pushing them here. Okay, and most autoresponders nowadays you can do that with. So definitely contact your autoresponder if you want to do that. So again, step page 2 is get them to apply. And step 3 is now all the stuff you're going to pre-sell that person, so when they do get on the phone with you, they're prepared and they're ready, and they're more likely to actually sign up and give you money. Okay, and we do that again through this homework page, where build a relationship with them directly, show them what to expect, and then give them some training videos that are going to help prepare them for the call and help prepare their mindset for working with you. So that's how we do our coaching funnel. I hope that helps and gives you guys some good ideas about how to model your coaching funnels.